murderer. I taught him better than that. I showed him the way they showed me. What else could he have learned? Don't take my boy. He's all I got. I'm trusting you, God. I thank you right now in advance, Lord. I'm going to take my Bible because I'm taking you with me. Yes.
The big Bible.
You may be seated. This is a case of the state of Florida versus Pastor James Seals. Prosecutor and counselor, please present your opening statements.
Your Honor, this is a case of a woman's fairy tale dream of heavenly bliss that ended in silent domestic violence. Mrs. Lisa Sills was a beautiful, intelligent, kind, and spirited young woman whose life was sniffed out by what the Bible deems a wolf in sheep's clothing. Her husband, Pastor James Sills, lured her into a relationship by showering her with gifts and misrepresenting himself as a man of God. Pastor James Sills presented himself as a man of honesty and integrity, whom, by his own promise in one of his sermons, stated he will make her feel like a queen. But instead, behind closed doors, he abused her, misused her, violated her, held her captive, and eventually, which I will prove here today, murdered her. Not only did he misrepresent himself to his wife, but he had his congregants, his family, and his friends' food also. Many of them looked up to him, reverenced him, while some even worshiped him. But I will expose his deeds of wickedness on today. You will see with your own eyes what type of man he truly is. Pastor Sills, today's your judgment day. Thank you, Your Honor.
Prosecutor, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, since the prosecutor chose to quote words out of the Bible, I too would also like to take the initiative to say that the Bible states that the characteristics of the enemy is to steal, kill, and destroy. Now this trial is an out-and-out character assassination on Pastor James Seals with the intent to destroy everything that he has worked so hard to build. His record speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, some of you in this courtroom can testify to the good things this man has done. He was there when you needed him. When your sons were in trouble. He went as far as putting up his residence as collateral to bail them out. When your loved ones were sick and lying at death's door, and the doctors had given up. Did he not visit you in the hospital? Pray with them? And did not some of them recover? When they lost their jobs and their children didn't have any food to eat, did he not feed them? And even purchase some of your children's school clothes? Yet his integrity and character is on trial. Does this sound like the characteristics of a murderer, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
This man laid down his life for his congregation, friends, family, and yes, his wife. Now this court seeks to literally end his life. Is this how this society shows its gratitude? By committing such a charitable man of murdering his wife, in whom he openly showed affection. Some of you here saw how he showered her with flowers, gifts, and most importantly, love. Just a few Sundays ago, he gave her a beautiful diamond necklace to wear right before his sermon. Furthermore, has anyone here ever heard her say anything negative or derogatory about him? No! What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a crucifixion. An attempt to destroy an innocent lamb. I will make sure that my client is free of all charges set against him. Although, I do sympathize with the loss of a beautiful woman's life. I will make sure that the prosecutor does not have any evidence that will link my client to this unfortunate crime. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, you have just heard the opening statements. Counselor, please present your first witness. Thank you.
Your Honor, this trial will begin a little unusual. For my first witness, I would like to play a tape.
I object, Your Honor.
As I was saying, this tape was made by the victim, First Lady Lisa Sills. She gave this tape to her neighbor, Betty Parker, prior to her death. May I judge?
Your Honor, look, I object. We were not notified of an audio tape.
Your objection is noted. Counselor, continue.
Judge, this tape will provide clear evidence of the abusive nature of the defendant. May we enter it in as Exhibit A? It is very critical to our case.
I will allow the tape, Counselor, but I am warning you, this information had better have some relevance to this case.
It's relevant. Oh, it's relevant.
That my worst fear has come to pass. My husband James has carried out his threat and has taken my life. First, let me say, don't mourn for me too long. I have made peace with the Lord, and I have made preparation for this day. I have also picked out an outfit for my funeral. Please bury me in my red suit and my black silk blouse. Red is my favorite color. The outfit is in the back of my closet in a black plastic zip bag. I know this next request seems a little unusual, but please make sure the undertakers put my red shoes on my feet. When I see Jesus, I want to be fully dressed and look my best. In my role as First Lady, I have met and entertained religious leaders of high eminence and prominence, to include bishops, archbishops, pastors, and their wives. A great number of these wives exhibit the same pain in their eyes as I. Yet, we securely positioned our deceptive mask of false happiness and bliss, embellishing it with Vera Wang suits and fancy hats. Behind closed doors, we concealed our plight of massive physical, mental, and emotional abuse and sadness. Yet, publicly, our voices remain silent. Today, I speak out from my grave in hopes that someone will listen, and listen carefully. It may be too late for me, but it's not too late for you. Mama and Daddy, I'm sorry that I didn't let you know what was happening to me. Your marriage was so perfect, and I didn't want you to feel that your only daughter was a failure. Thank you, Daddy, for treating Mama like a queen and for never putting your hands on her. I'm proud to have you as a father. And Mama, you are a queen and the epitome of a virtuous woman. I tried to follow in your footsteps. I cleaned, cooked, showered him with affection, but it wasn't enough. He still abused me. And to Daddy Sills, if you had been the example of a godly husband and father, your son may have been a different person today. You abused your wife and sent her to an early grave. Like father, like son. This dreaded domestic violence must stop. And to my husband, I'd just like to say, I loved you unconditionally, but it wasn't enough. Don't worry though, I forgive you for everything. Now, I can be free to see Jesus. And finally, to all those who are being abused, know that this is not your fault. There is nothing that you have done that deserves this malicious treatment. The person who is abusing you is at fault. They are sick. And I plead with you who are